With Disney looking to expand things in Disneyland and with D23 coming up in August, right now is not the best time for Disney to be having this issue, but there could be a strike going on in Disneyland. And we have an article here from Deadline that's going to talk about this issue that we're going to go over real quick here. So, hi, I'm Jared with Capture the Magic, and we'll just get right into this. So, this headline again here from Deadline is 14,000 Disneyland cast members will vote in next 10 days on whether to authorize a strike. Says all is not well in the Mouse's house. The largest bargaining unit of Disney workers in California, representing everyone from custodians and ride operators to candy makers and merchandise clerks, today announced that a strike authorization vote is scheduled for Disneyland cast members. The results are expected to be announced by July 20th after votes are tallied and unions have notified cast members. Unions representing 14,000 cast members at Disneyland, Disney California Adventure, Downtown Disney, as I like to say, Downton Disney, and the Disney hotels entered into negotiations with the company on April 24th, asking for what they say are fair wages, a fair attendance policy, seniority increases, and safe parks for cast members and guests. In May, Disney cast members filed unfair labor practice charges against Disney on behalf of the 14,000 workers at the resort for unlawful discipline, intimidation, and surveillance of union members exercising their right to wear union buttons at work. The charges relate to more than 675 cast members and are currently being investigated by the National Labor Relations Board. That's not a good look. Says our goal for negotiations has always been to reach an agreement with Disney, one that provides cast members with wages they need to live in Southern California, the respect they deserve for the years they've dedicated to the company, and an attendance policy that works for everyone while keeping park guests safe, reads a statement from the Disney Workers Rising Bargaining Committee. Disney officials say that the two sides will meet shortly after the results of the strike authorization vote is announced. Within the next meeting scheduled for July 22nd, reads their statement, we remain committed to continuing discussions and to reaching agreement with the Master Services Council. So all this is coming at not a great time because, and it says in this article, Disney does have big plans for Walt's original park out here. So on May 8th, the Anaheim City Council gave final approval to the Disneyland Forward, which is the $1.9 billion multi-decade expansion plan, and it allows for the theme park attractions alongside hotels on the west side of Disneyland Drive, as well as new shopping, dining, and entertainment to the southeast on what is today the Toy Story parking area. Says Disney needs the Disneyland Forward project because while its parks and experiences unit continues to throw off cash, most of the outstanding 10% revenue growth the unit saw in quarter two of this year is due to overseas properties. Disneyland, despite growing attendance and per capita spend, saw results dip year on year on higher costs, including labor, and CFO Hugh Johnson said in a quarter two earnings call. Park employees say they haven't seen much of that bounty. According to a survey shared by the unions before the strike authorization vote, 73% of the cast members that make these profits possible report, quote, they do not earn enough money to cover basic expenses each month. A separate survey of cast members earlier this year found that nearly 3 in 10 cast members, 28%, report experiencing food insecurity. 64% of cast members are rent burdened or spending more than half of their monthly paychecks on rent. 33% of cast members experienced housing insecurity in the past year. And 42% of cast members had to miss work for medical treatment because they didn't have enough sick leave. So it would seem with all this going on, it's almost a perfect storm in a way and not a good one for Disney in that attendance is down at Disneyland and it's down at Disney World as well. Now, potentially over at Disney World, that could turn around a bit. It depends on how crowds react to Epic Universe. And with the people coming for Epic Universe over in Universal Studios, if that bleeds over and increases the attendance at Disney World, we'll have to wait and see on that one. But in terms of Disneyland, that's not going to affect them. And there's no Epic Universe coming nearby that could potentially, all the rising tide lift all boats situation. And not only that, the economic climate in California has not, I don't live in California, but everything that I have seen, read, and talked to people, it's not a great one for businesses right now with, they talked about the rent cost in here. Disney, of course, has said that labor has become quite a big expense. So I doubt that they're wanting to spend even more on labor. But at the same time, when they're reporting record revenues different quarters, it leaves the cast members probably wondering many times, hey, we want some more. I'm barely scraping by here. And it's true that if it's not for the cast members, you wouldn't be making these record revenues. So it could be a battle of attrition here. But 14,000 cast members. I think roughly with how many cast members Disneyland has, that's around half. I think they have 20 upper 20,000 cast members at Disneyland. So, I mean, if you have 14,000 cast members striking, I mean, I don't see how you would have operations running at Disneyland. So, this is looking up to be a pretty tense little standoff here, and not and again, D23 right around the corner. Disney wants to put out a strong, impression for that. They want to present whatever they're going to present. They're going to present if they're going to spend a lot of money in the parks. It's not going to be a good look if Disney comes out and says we're going to spend this. They talked about this $60 billion they're going to spend over the next 10 years. But at the same time, they're not willing to pay their cast members, and then they're striking. That's going to be a really bad look. And I'm sure if that were to happen as well, given that the parks are the biggest moneymaker for Disney, that stock price is not going to reflect very well if 14,000 cast members are going on strike at the same time. And we'll have to wait and see how this vote to authorize a strike ends up shaking out and what happens after that. But as of right now, not a great look. A lot of, not only the attendance down kind of across the board with all the parks, but now you have this going on in Disneyland. We'll have to see how it shakes out, but not a great look. And I'm sure that's something that Disney's not happy to have to be dealing with at the moment, but that is going to do it for this video. If you like it, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, as we normally do lots of Universal Studios, Epic Universe, Disney World, and pop culture news around here. And let us know in the comments what you think about this story, and do you think they're going to go on strike out here in Disneyland? So until next time, we will see you in the parks.